Hey, good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good week so far. Bear with us tonight. We're trying to get supper cooked, and kids are in and out, so might be some noises going on, but we'll uh, just bear with us and just we'll get through it. Few things to announce tonight. Just first of all, prayer requests continue with the same ones. So continue to pray for John and his situation, kind of some ups and downs. So just continue to pray for the Ryan family, and pray for Gary. And as he had an accident with a shop building, so just pray for him and Linda, and pray for Miss Joyce. I think she's in a nursing home, nursing facility. So just pray for her and her situation as well. Also, I think that through some discussion and prayer, we're going to begin to have church service again on Sunday. Now, of course, that has to come with some stipulations and some planning and care on our part to take care of one another. We have to continue to practice our social distancing, urging against shaking hands and hugging and those kinds of things. We have to take some extensive measures as far as cleaning door handles and using hand sanitizer and those kinds of things. They're also um, uh, encouraging those who are elderly or high risk with breathing problems or other health issues, with compromised immune systems and so on, to refrain from attending. But I believe we are going to start back on Sunday. So just be in prayer about that. If you feel led to be there, we'd love to see you. If not, and you feel like you need to stay at home for a little while longer and stay away from people, we certainly understand that. But just continue to pray, and it's an exciting time moving forward, and opportunities to worship and fellowship again. The virus is still around. There are more positive cases in Pittsburgh County, even today. So the virus is still here, but so we just have to be careful and take every precaution that we can. Um, and some of the people that are showing up positive are asymptomatic. They have no symptoms. They just are exposed and decide to get tested, and those tests are coming back positive. So just got to be careful. Take care of our church family and our immediate families as well. Tonight we're going to be in Genesis chapter 12, finishing chapter 12 tonight. And so as we look there in chapter 12, verse 10, it says, "Now there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down to Egypt to dwell there, for the famine was severe in the land." It's not the first time, or this is the first time, but it's not the last time. We see several times about people having to travel to Egypt for certain reasons. Now, and many times those reasons were to bring about God's plan, as is such the case here. Three important times that we see Egypt mentioned, though there are more that we're not going to spend time talking about, like when Isaiah when Isaiah was in Egypt. But anyway, tonight we see this particular instance. A famine takes place, and Abram travels to Egypt, and brings about God's promise to him to inherit the land of Canaan in chapter 13. We'll see why it's important here in just a minute. The second time, important time, remember there are more, but these are just three of the most important ones, is when Joseph is taken as a slave and sold as a slave by his brothers to go into Egypt. Now brought about God's plan to take the people to Egypt and ultimately to bring them back out of Egypt and to bring them to the promised land. And then finally, with Jesus, after he was born, his parents fled with him to Egypt, and they dwelt there for some time, and so it was to fulfill the prophecy, the prophetic words that had been foretold about Jesus, that Jesus would ultimately come up out of Egypt. And so here we see that there was a famine in the land, so Abram traveled to Egypt. Remember, this is to bring about God's plan. And it came to pass, when he was close to entering Egypt, that he said to Sarah his wife, "Indeed, I know that you are a woman of beautiful countenance. Therefore it will happen when the Egyptians see you, that they will say, This is his wife, and they will kill me, but they will let you live. Please say you are my sister, that it may be well with me for your sake, and that I may live because of you." So it was, when Abram came into Egypt, that the Egyptians saw the woman, that she was very beautiful. The princes of Pharaoh also saw her and commended her to Pharaoh. And the woman was taken to Pharaoh's house. He treated Abram well for her sake. He had sheep, oxen, male donkeys, male and female servants, female donkeys, and camels. But the Lord plagued Pharaoh, and his house was with great plagues because of Sarah, Abram's wife. And Pharaoh called Abram and said, "What is this you have done to me? Why did you not tell me that she was your wife? Why did you say, 'She is my sister'? I might have taken her as my wife. Now, therefore, here is your wife. Take her and go your way." So Pharaoh commanded his men concerning him, and they sent him away with his wife and all that he had. Now, there's some important things here. First of all, Sarah left Abram's house and went and lived in the house of Pharaoh. Now, I don't know what was going on there. I don't know if there was sinful activity or what have you, but God didn't like it, and so what happens to Pharaoh's house? But plagues come about on the house of Pharaoh, and so Pharaoh says, "Hey, what's going on here, Abram? You lied to me. This is not your sister; it's your wife." But notice the importance of what happens while Abram is in Egypt. He treated Abram well. Pharaoh treated Abram well because he thought he was Sarah's brother, and he was trying to be in good favor with her family. He treated Abram well for Sarah's sake. He had sheep, oxen, male donkeys, male and female servants, female donkeys, and camels. So what does Abram do while they're in Egypt, this land with all of these things? Well, he stocks up. He gets his supplies in order to go and to establish his family in their own nation. Now in chapter 13, Abram inherits the land of Canaan. If God had taken Abram from his homeland to Canaan, Abram wouldn't have been prepared. But God prepared Abram by first sending him to Egypt in order that he might fill his stock, might build his stock and be ready to inherit this land. We're going to close there tonight. We'll pick up in chapter 13 next week. So we'll just hope you all are doing well. We love you. Appreciate everyone, and hope to see you again soon. Remember, Sunday morning we'll start our church services back, so we'll hope to see you then. Bye.